Yes, man. Welcome to the Oasis right here on Channel Africa. Thank you for choosing the African way to wake up this morning. We're going to be talking something deeper than just spiritual growth, but just the journey, man. Like, I don't think we understand, especially when we ostracize people who are in the spiritual realm. We like to make it like, oh, you guys are making it a trend. Let me tell you something. Of all the trends, why this one? Like, couldn't I do a TikTok, man? You know, when people say people who have like spiritual gifts and all of that, you guys are following a trend. Wow. When there's so many TikTok trends, you think I'm going to choose this one? We're going to be speaking to Mkhulu Mahlathini, but who's known Busisiwe Makoua, and I'm really, really excited about this because I think we've had like already just the conversation beforehand, and there's so many things that we're relating to, talking to, just the advice generally. Guys, I really recommend, even if you just befriend people from different spiritual backgrounds. The things that we learn from those backgrounds are just so enriching. They're so different. You don't know what you're going to learn. You know, you don't know what you're up for. You don't know, that revelation that you're meant to receive. We're going to speak to her in just a moment, but for now, also, if you have any questions, regarding people's spiritual journeys, not pertaining your life, because sometimes also people use radio platforms to say, is this person going to break up with me today? Or am I going to get that job tomorrow? How about you wake up tomorrow and see? 7:08 Central African time, right here in the Oasis.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel Africa.
Okay.
Adivinha só, a Channel Africa quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel Africa está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
From 6 till 9 a.m. Central African Time on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
7:10 Central African Time. Mkhulu Mahlathini.
That's me.
How are you?
Better than you, my love.
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us today. You have walked a journey.
I know.
And can Mkhulu just know that when I say girl, I don't mean disrespect. I'm just saying girl.
I know, right?
So talk to us. I mean, you come from a former corporate banking a background. Yeah. So first we're finance.
Dude.
And then now it's a spiritual calling where, you are leading people into their calling as well. Talk to us about all of that.
Yeah, it's so funny how all of that just happened when I started getting my awakening. And it was like taboo even for me because it was something new in the family. So I was the first from both families. So it's like, my mom is like, you see you and your Zulu people. And it never made sense why all the time I had to stay for like 2 years in a job. And I never understood, but I always had... people were very drawn to me. And I'm very much, I've always been a leader growing up. And even when I got into a leadership role, like leading like a huge, like following, like it was a lot. But I never understood why am I so passionate about it until I, Sisi, Sashuba. Azakhala ku loudspeaker. But I think it's as much as been such a journey, it's also been a beautiful one. It teaches you a lot. Yes, you get to be on your own, but it's also like, okay, we're pehlweni, you lose family, you lose friends. it hurts at that moment. But as time goes, it's like, oh well, bye. So and then you also get to understand as to some people will just be in your life for that particular moment because there's something that they want from you, and you just give that thing, and then after that it's done. Whether it's a friendship or what, then it's gone. So yeah, it's just been one of those.
But what's the experience like? I think we hear a lot about, people having to resign and then by but what really is it like stepping into a world where you are tapping into a gift? And also I feel like we also downplay it. I feel like we downplay the ability to awaken like the third eye, or awaken that spiritual eye, being able to see things that you did not see before. What was that experience like? That first day? Yeah.
I remember the first time it happened. I think I was sleeping. Then I heard this Mkhulu say, "Ntombi yaseshowe." Did I just see a ghost? I was like, did I just hear a ghost? What's happening? The other way I jumped out of my bed. I was like, no, this can't be happening. So it's like growing up, you sangoma, like we were scared of them. Like, no, I can't have that thing. It's not me. But I never thought about it. So it was really, really. And then once I started seeing things, like, what am I seeing things? What am I hearing? It's like, am I losing my mind? And I went to my mother's. This is the first person I went to. Like, Mom, I'm hearing X, Y, and Z. This is what happened. My dreams, it was hectic. It was hectic, and it made sense as to why my masculine energy was always so high. I do have that masculine energy. I want to lead. I want to take control. I want to do things. I get things done myself. I don't want to wait for anybody. So I was like, this one is not gonna work. So asambe kehl. So that's where now I started, getting used to. It was not easy in the beginning because I think when you start the journey, all of us, the network or the satellite rather, it's your ithunya.
Yeah.
I was always crying. I was so emotional. I'm like, why am I a cry baby? And then I was like, okay, so it means when I'm going to this, when someone told me that you're going to be Gogonot, I was like, okay, so it means I'm gonna pray, because I was a Christian for like 20 years. So I was like, then if it's like that, then it's cool. Shame. Then it was chai for me. It was chai for me. I got into a world where I didn't understand anything. You just go into a trance and then boom, someone is there, and people think it's a lie or it doesn't exist, but it does exist. It was really frightening. I don't want to lie. It was, but it was really a journey, a tough one.
Religion, spirituality. What were some of the surprising changes and moments when you realized, being Christian for 20 years and stepping into the spiritual world, realizing that the God that we were taught in a lot of our churches, and I'm not bashing Christianity, by the way, I'm still a team God, right?
Yeah.
But kind of realizing the God that was given to us versus the God that we gave ourselves to, completely different.
Absolutely.
What was that experience like for you?
It's like you have that aha moment, like, oh, okay. So, not like we say, we're not bashing Christians,
of course,
because
or any
team
religion
God or any
fact.
religion for that, yes. So it was like, so instead of saying God of Abraham, for example, we'll say God of Islam. Like, now it's making sense now. So you're starting to put the dots together. You start to understand yourself a little bit more, and the more you ask questions, ekaya, then things start making sense. Like, okay. But also having that religious background also helped, because it grounded you. It was as if it was a stepping stone towards your spirituality, because then you learn the spirit of discernment from that religious background. Then as soon as you tap into your spirituality, it gets even heightened. That you always have to discern. Always have to discern. Listen to that third eye. How do you develop a fourth eye? You now start being inquisitive as to how do I then tap into another eye? I can do this, So that's how I think for me, I got to understand both of them as to how can they work for me. Yeah.
So navigating relationships as a woman with a Mkhulu masculine energy, what was that like for you? Already umcholo is the way that it's set up. Like, we don't even want to get to umcholo already.
I think, like a lot of people, obviously, when you get married with the hope that you're not going to get divorced.
Of course.
And then, because siyangutando, our hearts.
Mistake number
you go all in. You know what I mean? And then when that relationship doesn't work out, excuse me, you're like, okay, but why? Because you don't understand at the time as to why. But then once you get to the stage that we are in now in your spirituality, you tapped into your spirituality, then you get to understand why that person was never yours to begin with. Because akakhethwanga idlozi lakho, ukhethe uwe. So now that's when now the discernment part comes in. That then when you leave that relationship, that relationship, and you step into a new one, now you're not going to look for it. It will find you. And then once it finds you, it's like there's now alignment with that person, And people always say, ngoba uyinyanga, you must get married to inyanga. I was clear. I don't want inyanga. I don't want to get married to anyone who's got any of those things. I don't want that, And it's not because I had anything against them, but I was like, I don't want to also, we don't have to be dealing with. So I'm already a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot times two.
It's a lot times two now. So, but then it was listens, and then they're like, oh, okay. They already know who they're going to match you with, that will align your energy, that will also understand you, and you also understand them, So I think, especially if you're led by Mkhulu, it's quite difficult, I won't lie. Because sometimes like, no, I'm not doing this thing.
Bulldoze. Yeah. Just like
yeah, but the alignment, I've learned that in a relationship is very, very important, especially if you're a spiritual child. Because they have to, as much as aktanda, they must also love idlozi lakho.
Yes.
It's very important. And idlozi lami mele limthande naye. If I limthandi, then it's not gonna work. So excuse me. That's what people don't understand, that when you can choose, it was like you can go and ask, but I love him, do all those things, and they're like, okay, we'll leave her or we'll leave him, and then ushayeke phambili, hayi uzophuma kabuhlungu ukhala ukuthi sakutshela nje ukuthi akuyena lo. So but the heart, shame, ayiphekelo,
Yeah, but I feel like the wisdom, though, we can't ignore the wisdom that we need to, receive from our ancestors or from, the people that walked the journey before. And I want us to get into a little bit of, some of the things that you've had to go through, because I know that there's a lot of purging in spirituality. There's a lot of seasons where you like, it's not even a release at this point, when everything like just everything is everything everywhere all at once, and I want us to get into that a little bit, but we're going to take a short break, listen to some music, just keep it moving a little bit, and we also send your questions through on +278 3288 6684. This is the Oasis.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu maswala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
The Oasis with Ntsako Mhlanga.
Mario, udore Mari, washandura maruzi, kusachka mwari. Watora matana kufara tichitambura, wakabirira wabinduro, lechimike machapanduka. Pansoroje, iano ke Vanogekeza meno wasitenti sitiripa Takazora mafuta yeshumba Pamsoro Vanogekeza meno wasitenti sitiripa Takapinda mudziva nenjuzu Pamsoro Oshandisa mazwi akatetepa Mazwi yakanyorovera Usafunga kunyarara kwedu kisu atikete Kushandisa mazwi yakatetepa Mazwi yakanyorovera Kiwe muroi Choko zua Bezera Awo wana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri navo minduro Choko zua Bezera Awo wana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri navo sununguko Choko zua Bezera Awo wana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri navo minduro Choko zua Bezera Awo wana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri navo sununguko Wenu kusita maka Gawetu Akusikeli keki banda Zera Wenu velu bufuno kungene kaya Zera Diku tempile ngingaibona Inkolo leka Ay, ungenspana Mtala mundipentule Sekutendi senseni Masibu yele nikaya Chako Vezera Awana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri nawo minduro Chako zua Vezera Awana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri nawo sununguko Chako zua Vezera Awana wawa kwekura Vechidike vakamiri nawo minduro Chako zua Vezera Hawa wane wakweku Vechidike vakamiri na rusununguko Uneche 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 Yime vakuruwe Vakuruwe Uneche Iwe uneche Pindura se Vezera Awo wana wakweku Vechidike vakamiri nawo minduro Chekazua
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Puma nankosi ngiyaphuma Difihle kwingozi nentsha nayo yonke imimoya Thatha indawo njengosomandla Sindisa impilo yami kwabantu abalunganga Kuba namhlanje ndibonile uba silwe nenyama silwa nemimoya Namhlanje ndibonile uba asilwe nabantu thina silwa nemimoya asilwe nabantu thina asilwe nabantu thina silwa nemimoya asilwe nabantu thina asilwe nabantu thina silwa nemimoya silwa nemimoya silwa nemimoya azilungi nobungazama sibanjwe emoyeni ezimfazwe sizibonileyo aziqali namhlanje siqale emoyeni ngoba emoyeni kuyaliwa emoyeni 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 kuyaliwa asiri nabantu asiri nabantu silwane mimoya asiri nabantu asiri nabantu silwane mimoya 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 silwane mimoya
7:28 Central African Time, Nati with Imi Moya. Before that was Willis Watafiwa Africa with a Jega Zuva coming through there. Welcome to the Oasis. So we're talking about, the transition from, the spirituality and understanding spirituality as well. And I feel like one of the things that happen that we don't speak about and people don't speak about, because I think to a degree, it can be embarrassing, especially when you lose a lot. The things that you lose, especially as humans, we like the bigger me now. We want to be seen as these perfect people, but we don't talk about our struggles, right? I mean, we can go as deep as you want. But what are some of the things that you've gone through in this journey now? And looking back, you're like, I had to go through that.
When I tell people where I come from, especially, I think I tell Amatwaswa a lot. That story, Uguti, where I come from, a lot of people won't be able to work that journey. I think, but when was it? I think the first death we had at home of a child, it was my sister's child, and she was just 10 weeks old. She just died just like that. She was never sick, she just closed her eyes and then she died. So it's like, okay, but you still don't get it, you know. It's like, oh, that's the first death. Wow. Then you're like, okay, fast forward 5 years later, what was it, 4 years later, then I lose my son. Him, I thought, okay, now what is this now? What is God saying? But then I'm still very much, I'm praying. I'm a prayer warrior. Okay, I got through that, and then you fast forward again, my sister loses another child. You're like, Aibo, what's going on in this family, And my mom now starts getting worried, like, what's going on? Then we lose my sister. Then you're like, okay, this ish is real. What the hell is going on? So it's like they talk so badly, like they expect you to understand what they want from you. And they forget that we live in the world, not theirs, because we don't understand their world that they live in. So, Bona, it's like bayashaya kakhulu for us to get the message. But it's like, did you have to go that far?
That far.
For me to get you. But then also when you go back and people think, because I remember when my sister lost both her kids, she fell into a like severe depression.
Of course, I mean,
she lost herself.
Yeah,
and they all like live in the same way, you know. So you're like, oh, okay, then why did they have to die? Then what was the purpose of them dying?
Yeah,
you know. So for me, those are some of the things that I feel like they cannot be replaced. As much as they still bless you, but you still can't bring back my son. You still can't bring back my sister, you know. So it's like, then what? You go through like certain milestones in your life. You want to celebrate them with somebody. And now you're in this journey that you're in. You are alone, literally. You don't have other siblings. She was the only sibling that you had, that she was your best friend. Then now when you go through things, like, I don't have that best friend anymore to talk to about anything that will understand. So it's like, why do they have to be so harsh? Like, their wrath is so harsh that we didn't get it. But then as you go into the journey, you tap into it, you realize, oh, I had to go through this. Maybe someone in my family did this. I had to go through this, you know? And then you find out later, because I never wanted to find out why my son died. So it's like, oh, then they tell you that this is the reason why he had to leave. Like, oh, okay. But then I don't know why my sister left. I still don't know till today. But then actually she said when she died, she said this will be the last death that you guys will, if I were to die, it will be the last death that you guys will encounter, because I'm closing it. It will end with me. But we still don't get it. You know, I'm like, you're not going anywhere. But then when you think about like her journey, where she came, like how far she came from, how much she suffered, and when people looked at her, they'd be like, she's the stronger one and I'm the more fragile one. But then it wasn't actually. She was strong physically, but inside she wasn't. So I was stronger, like inside I could handle a lot, you know. So it's like, how do you deal with that kind of pain? You can, if you lose things, you can get back. If you lose your marriage, you can always remarry. Of course. You know, you lose money, it'll always come back. You can always make more, you know what I mean? But those kind of ones is like, for me, you ask yourself, like, why did you guys have to go that far? You know, for me to go through that. So it's one of those things that I tell people, you can never that. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. When you bury kids like that, like, what do you call that? Because you like, they
souls,
they have like innocent souls. So it's like, you see, now I'm very much drawn to kids. Like, I just want to help kids. So that's the thing.
You know, I'm grateful for your vulnerability in that, because I think one would immediately think that bagloile.
Of course.
Hey, I shame party. And I think a lot of us kind of go back to wanting to now go and, you know, do heinous things to try and fix it, whereas the one thing was just to kind of tap in spiritually. But like, how does it feel truly being called, being the one to carry it? I think sometimes we see a lot of ego in the public with, you know, more public figures and all of that. We see a lot of that playing out. But I mean, obviously experiencing you and I have been laughing since we met, so I don't know what this is. But, you know, how does it truly feel when you sit with yourself and you're like, oh, okay, so it was me and it had to be me. And I feel like we get those epiphanies sometimes where it's like, yeah, I think like, okay, I understand. How does it feel in those moments?
I think for me, it's heavy, because why do I have to be the strong one that carries everybody? Because then who carries you? And it's like, you need to, like, you need to get things done. So it's tough. I don't want to lie. It does get tough as to, fine, you appreciate the gift, but sometimes you're like, maybe this thing is a curse. We go through that at times as well. Like, why can't I just be normal? You know, it feels so good when you're just like normal and you're living your own life, but you're like, I can't be normal. I'll never be normal. I lost my normal the day, you know. So yeah, it's not easy for me. I think it's heavy. It's very, the gift is very heavy. It comes with a lot, because everybody is expecting so much from you, and they don't see when you are drowning. because you can't show it that you are drowning. It's not that you don't want to show it, but it's because it's just how it is. There are so much of you, like go like amabuto. So how do you then get to that point where you're like, I'm drowning? You don't get to that point where you feel like you're drowning. But sometimes like real moments where you're like, maybe like you can feel like, okay, I need help now. But it really happens. It's tough.
Is there parentification in that? Did you also feel like you had to become the parent to even elders?
I am.
How did that feel?
Oh, I'm such a parent to, like, sometimes I'm like, guys, do you understand that I'm young? The things that you're telling me? And they're like, no, we have to come to you for guidance because you're our parent. You umkhulu wethu, so we trust what you are saying. Oh, and I'm like, God, I need to close lam. You guys are trusting me too much. This is a lot. And I'd be like, people will be asking you, they'll call you, hey, Mkhulu, we want to do this and this and that. I'm like, hey, my daughter, you're asking me. I'm a child as well,
Yeah, I'm also figuring out too.
Yeah, I'm like figuring things. But that, what's weird? The minute they call you and they want to advise whatever it is, the wisdom that taps in you is like the Mkhulu in you comes in and he starts like, giving that good advice, the wisdom, and then they're like, oh wow. And then once they go back and they do what you actually told them and you probably forgot, they're like, Mkhulu, you know what you said actually? Hey, so much wisdom and you are so young. But actually, we are old souls. We are old souls.
Even the music you listen to is
we are old souls.
Yeah.
We are old souls. We are old souls.
I think let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we speak about your journey as a Kobela. Let's get into the tea. Because I feel like you've got some tea about... look, imagine already teaching. Now, let's just look at teaching, like the Western, like normal ways of teaching.
As a teacher.
You have 30 kids. You pray every report comes out. You are trying to teach. This one is...
those people.
Is speaking to that one. This one is...
Yeah.
And so being a Kobela spiritual teacher now is like...
I respect teachers. These teachers...
Thank you. It is 7:38 Central African time right here on the Oasis.
Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store. The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out, actually, when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? Nah, you trolling me. No. It's 2026. No. It ain't 2026. Wait, no. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Yes. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked the Speed was. He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. Africa's very own think tank. This is Channel Africa Online. www.channelafrica.co.za.
Oasis with me, Ntsako Mhlanga. We have Mkhulu Mahlathini in studio. It's different when you meet people on social media. You have this perception about them. And then when you meet them in person, you're just like, oh my gosh, I just want to protect you. I just want to hug you and keep you away from the world. Just take you to a spa or something, I know that there's a very glamorized perception of the journey that you've been through. And I think people buy into that glamour. But also the fact that you are a person of influence. You're not a small fish, girl. You're not a small girl. And sometimes because people want to have access, you're gonna find them in your ndumba. Talk to me about what's happening in your DMs, because I was asking you about your role and your responsibility as Kobela, that experience of now having to help initiates. I can imagine. I run a business and employees drive me nuts. So I can't imagine what initiates do.
So you can imagine when I was still an employee myself and I was leading a team, right? Let's have 70 people, right? Then when I go home, then you've got amatwas.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
And then you find in your workspace, there's some who are also going through the journey.
Way.
Then it's like, oh, okay. Now it makes sense why I had to be there. Then now I left. But then the worst are the ones that are at home.
What happens? What are they doing? What are they doing?
Mkhulu, please give me idlozi. How do I give you idlozi? You know? And you're like, do you understand what this thing is? So I just feel like I've never been a fan of Uktwasisa, the young ones.
Oh.
Reason being is because most of them, I feel like babalegi school, so that they can just do whatever it is that they want to do. And bafunu pata abazali babo. They're just running away from school, basically. Whoa. So someone will say, no, but mina umkhulu does not want me to go to school. I'm like, well, in my mbande, you need to be learned. So yeah, if you like, how about you go to school? You know, so I'm very big on education. So now if you just wanna say, unless if really it was like it's saying no, sifuna twas, that's something different, you know, because we can ask Spatli, you know, Iman, but then if it comes back, then we know that, oh, okay, this thing is really real. It has to be done now. But then can they go back to school? You see? So like what you're saying, like some people, they just want to be associated with you because of they seeing you like, oh, on TikTok, this Mkhulu is like this. Oh, I like imvunulo yakhe. You know, people are like, because I know I get that a lot. Like, oh my God, imvunulo yakhe, Mkhulu, it's nice. And how she does things. But then when you come now, ephehlweni uzothas, the Mkhulu that you're seeing there, it's not me,
so it's yeah.
I like to do things the way I was taught, even though some of the things we try to be modern, so that we can accommodate these people, like laba hlale Joburg, because so they wouldn't survive lang twasekon, you know. So we try to make it easier for them. But then the minute you say, okay, uzotwas, keep him fihlo.
Oh,
then they can't keep her in fihlo. Oh, and then the only thing you realize that they want to do, they want to learn only to ukwazi idlozi, ukugida, nokuvosela. That's it. That's the only thing that they want. Okay, funny enough, I had this other one. I think she was 17 or turning 18. She was in matric, I think 2 years ago. And she was like, I think she was a brat, you know. She's like, this thing, it's not for me. I realized that this thing is not for me. I can't do this thing, Baba. You know, right? Baba. I think and they used to call me Togazani and stuff, Baba. That's how they greet me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Togazani, this 2000. It's like, this thing is not for me. I realized it's not for me. It was a lot, you know. I know I need to trust, but I know it's not for me. They came in one day, and then after 2 days, they're like, I can't do this thing. But then you know what, Mkhulu? Baba, please call me when you're going entabeni. Please call me when you're teaching. So it's like they want to pick what is it that they want to do or learn and what they don't want to do. And then sometimes they don't realize that not everybody has to twasa. That's what they don't understand. So they just like, maybe they feel like we're making it look easy, you know, because of we carry the gift with so much grace, and to them it's like it's modernized. It's modernized because I'm young as well. So but they live in a body.
Yeah, of course.
And who's not ibinga, you know. So even though I'm a binga, but I'm not. You see, so it's like, oh, so ufundile and whatnot, those kind of things. It's like, all right, they like that, but then they don't realize they don't want to go to school. These kids.
I'm shocked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think my silence comes from a place of like, what? Like,
I'm telling you, they don't want to learn.
I think for me, I've heard stories about, you know, certain ancestors not wanting them to go to school, and which I think to a degree is very unfortunate, you know, when your ancestor doesn't want you to go to school. Because in my head I'm like, but that's the best for you. You know, like surely after matric or after that degree, you can do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying that I know better than them. No, in no way. But like, you know, the human also still needs to survive. The human also still needs a source of income. The human still needs a qualification in order to get to, you know. So it's unfortunate when I hear these things and it's like, no, abafuni, what, because I'm just like, hey, Mara, does that ancestor, do they want the best for you? Because I'm not sure, hey, it doesn't sound like it.
It's them. It's them. They just want to run away from home or their situation at home. And then they'll just be all over these kids. Then you find then the next thing she's go the next mpande, like they jump from one pande to the another, you know. So that's when you realize like this akuna gift la. They just want trender, you know what I mean? They just want to trend. I just want to be on TikTok nami ngibe lo mkhulu or ugogo loyana or abamthandayo and stuff like that. But they don't know what there's real work that goes into it. And people don't understand that it doesn't mean because of Utwasid is the end of the world. You're still human. I still have my own goals, my own dreams that I still want to achieve. And I tell them, look, guys, but I still want my own things as well, you know? So we talk. Like, we can negotiate. Okay, I went and I did this. So, and it was a lot. So now, Nani, you need to step in and play your part. So now if you're going to say, Islam does not want me to go to school, when did you speak to it? Did it tell you that?
True.
Or you just, is that way now because our food in school?
Yeah.
That's just it. They just don't want to go to school.
Sure.
It is bad.
It's for me, it's interesting because I think when we say the word Idlozi, I think we kind of separate the fact that, guys, these are literally your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. These are people that have been alive before. And, you know, there's certain things that you can not even negotiate, but just say, hey, y'all, what's up? Not a big fan of that. Can we maybe do this, you know? Because these were people that existed beforehand, you know? What are some of the advisors that you would give someone stepping into a spiritual awakening, an African awakening? I feel like stepping into their Africanness, or, you know, just learning more about the human body, because that's the one thing I don't think anybody prepared before, is the understanding that this body within itself is God, and there's God, and then there's God of self. But yes,
I think what the advice I'd give them is, I'm very big on discernment. Learn the spirit of discernment first. Ungajahi, you know, and just because of you are getting awakened, ungajahi luke ephehlweni. It's very important because sometimes uzothola you go ephehlweni but you're not supposed to go ephehlweni. You know what I mean? You're maybe just supposed to go through the passage. That's it. You know, so take your time. I always say, take your time, go and phahla, speak to them whichever way, whether you pray, you phahla, whatever, go in tabeni, emanzini, go do all of that, but speak to them so that they can guide you further as to what's the next step. Ungajaheli ukuthi, okay, I dreamed of this, therefore I'm going ephehlweni. I'm going to red skate, so it means I'm going ephehlweni. Because I think that's where that's why they say it's a trend, you know, because, and also, that's what I'm saying, the spirit of discernment is very important. Learn to communicate nedlos lako and understand it first, because as you start the journey, it's not easy also to understand, because you don't know how they operate. You're still new as well. If you're going to get into a trance, you also don't understand what's going on. I don't understand that out-of-body experience that's happening. But have a mentor that's going to mentor, a spiritual mentor that's going to say, okay, no, you don't need to, but they must, because some of them are not honest. That's another thing. You know, that's what makes other people to make us like not, like credible. They discredit us. So for me, having a spiritual mentor can also help a lot, whether you are self-initiating or whatnot, but have a spiritual mentor that will guide you like, not this way. That's not what they're saying. When you have those dreams that you don't understand, you ask somebody that really, really is honest, and they're like, this is how it's supposed to be done, do this. Then you also get to understand your spirituality, because I always tell Amatwasa Muguti, I shouldn't understand Idlos Lako more than you. I may understand it, but I'm not gonna give you the answers. So that's what they don't want. They don't want to work for it, because it looks like you need to work for it. You'll understand Guti how linjani, what does it want really from me. So you need to understand Guti, as I'm going through the awakening, what does my people want from me? Nifuna nginisebenzele kanjani, so that I can honor that calling. It's very important.
So exciting. Where can we find you on social media?
I'm on my biggest social media, TikTok, and I'm on Instagram as well, and Facebook.
Amazing stuff. Mkhulu, thank you so much for giving us your time, insights, and just vulnerability. I think sharing what you've shared today takes a lot, and also like people would see it as, why are you sharing so much? You're gonna give other people ideas. We've commercialized this thing. I don't know why, but I really do appreciate everything that you've shared with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope people learn something today.
It's something, guys. Something.
They must have taken just a little bit of something, and they must go and learn and bavula umoya.
Yeah, absolutely. It is 7:56 Central African Time right here in the Oasis.
Stay tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website.